What if everything you have been told about enjoying your golden years is actually costing you your health and your freedom? We have all been there, sitting in a padded booth, looking at a glossy menu, and feeling that slight sting when the final bill arrives. Last month, a former colleague of mine went to a local IHOP for a simple breakfast of eggs, toast, and a cup of coffee. The total came to $23 after a standard tip was added to the check. That is $23 for a single meal that he could have prepared in his own kitchen for less than $2. It is not just about the price of the eggs, though. It is about the junk fees that are quietly appearing at the bottom of our receipts these days. You see them listed as kitchen fees, healthcare surcharges, or facility convenience fees that were never there before. There is a growing pressure to tip 30% before you have even taken your first bite of food. You might feel like you are treating yourself to a nice morning out, but in reality, you are participating in a system designed to drain your hard-earned savings. And unfortunately, while your wallet gets thinner, your physical body is often the one paying the ultimate price for that convenience. Welcome back. I am so glad you decided to spend some time with me today because we are going to explore a quiet but powerful revolution. It is a revolution that starts right in your kitchen and ends with you having more financial security and more physical energy than you ever thought possible. If you are over the age of 50, you have worked hard your entire life, and you deserve to know the truth that television commercials will never tell you. Let us talk about the biological reality of that $23 restaurant breakfast. I want you to think of your arteries like the beautiful plumbing system in a house you have owned for decades. When you eat out frequently, you are often consuming hidden salts, industrial seed oils, and processed sugars that act like sludge in your pipes. The restaurant's primary goal is to make the food taste addictive so that you keep coming back to spend more money. Their goal is not to make sure you have the vitality to dance at your grandchildren's wedding 20 years from now. But there is a different path available to you, a path that wise doctors often call medicine with a fork and a knife. When you take full control of your kitchen, you are no longer just a passive consumer in someone else's business model. You become the master of your own longevity and the guardian of your own health. You decide exactly how much sodium goes into that soup and exactly what kind of healthy fats you use to prepare your evening meal. This is not about living a life of restriction or missing out on the good things. It is about empowerment and self-reliance. Every time you choose to cook a simple, whole food meal at home, you are performing a small, daily miracle for your heart and your brain. But the miracles do not stop at your physical health. They extend directly into your financial well-being. The Bureau of Labor Statistics tells us that the average retired household in America spends over $50,000 per year just to get by. A massive chunk of that budget, sometimes as much as 15%, is swallowed up by food away from home and delivery services. If you are spending $400 or $500 every month on dining out, you are essentially burning a hole in your future security. Imagine for a moment if you took that $500 a month and placed it into a simple S&P 500 index fund instead of a restaurant register. Historically, the stock market has returned about 10% annually when you look at the long-term averages. In just 10 short years, that restaurant money would grow into a sum of nearly $100,000. In 15 years, that same money could be worth closer to $200,000 in liquid cash. That is not just a dry number on a bank statement. That is what I call a blessing of absolute security. It is the difference between lying awake, worrying about inflation, and knowing you have a solid shield against the rising costs of the world. I once knew a man named Bob who reached his mid-60s feeling constantly stressed and behind on his retirement goals. He was tired of the aggressive tipping culture and the junk fees that made him feel like he was being taken advantage of every time he left the house. Bob decided to make a radical change and started treating his own kitchen like his new favorite hobby. He deleted the Uber Eats app from his phone and started exploring simple, traditional recipes that focused on real ingredients. Not only did Bob lose 15 pounds in the first 3 months of this change, but his bank account began to grow at a rate he hadn't seen in years. He realized that the food he made at home actually tasted better because it was fresh and seasoned exactly to his liking. He wasn't just saving money, he was gaining a renewed sense of purpose and a valuable new skill set. Bob is now 70 years old, and he recently told me that his only regret was not starting this kitchen revolution much earlier in his life. He feels more independent, more capable, and more self-reliant today than he did when he was in his productive 40s. And that is the true grace of this situation. It is absolutely never too late for you to start your own journey. Whether you are 55 or 75, your body and your financial portfolio will respond to the wise choices you make today. The modern culture tells us that as we get older, we should just slow down and let corporations take care of all our needs. They want us to rely on expensive delivery apps and prepackaged, processed meals because that is where the most profit is for them. But I believe there is a much higher calling for us, a calling toward the stewardship of our bodies and our precious resources. When you take the time to cook for yourself, you are practicing a profound form of gratitude for the life you have been given. You are choosing long-term vitality over short-term convenience. You are choosing the path of freedom over the junk food trap that catches so many others. So how do we practically make this shift without it feeling like an overwhelming chore or a burden? It begins with a very simple and intentional trip to the grocery store with a clear plan in your hand. Instead of looking at the grocery aisles as a place of stress, I want you to look at them as a pharmacy where the medicine happens to be delicious. Focus your attention on the outside perimeter of the store, the fresh produce, the lean proteins, and the healthy natural fats. Try to avoid the middle aisles where the processed, food-like substances live in their brightly colored, expensive boxes. When you get back home, put on some music that you truly love and allow yourself to enjoy the peaceful process of food preparation. Turn your cooking time into a daily ritual of self-care and a moment of quiet in an otherwise noisy and busy world. If you used to spend 30 or 40 minutes waiting for a delivery driver to show up at your door, spend those minutes preparing a fresh salad or a piece of wild-caught fish. You will find that you start to feel better almost immediately, and it is not just because of the vitamins and minerals, it is because you are finally back in the driver's seat of your own life and your own health. As your monthly savings start to accumulate, you will feel a physical weight lifting off your tired shoulders. That sense of tipping fatigue you used to feel every time a waiter handed you a screen will completely vanish from your life. The deep frustration of seeing a temporary inflation surcharge on a cafe menu will become a distant memory for you. Instead, you will have the quiet joy of watching your investment account balance creep steadily upward month after month. This is the true path to a rich and meaningful life, one where you have the physical health to enjoy your wealth and the wealth to protect your health. It is about finding that perfect, God-given balance of stewardship, discipline, and genuine enjoyment of life's simple pleasures. I want you to know that you are certainly not alone on this journey toward a better way of living. There is a massive and growing community of people just like you who are reclaiming their kitchens and their financial futures. We are all choosing to step away from the loud noise and the constant hype of the modern industrial food complex. We are choosing the timeless wisdom of our ancestors who knew that the kitchen hearth was the true heart of a happy home. By making this courageous choice for yourself, you are also setting a powerful example for your children and your grandchildren. You are showing the younger generation exactly what true independence and strength look like in the 21st century. You are proving to them that you do not have to be a victim of inflation or a declining service industry. You are a person of intentional action, a person of deep faith, and a person of quiet, steady discipline. As we wrap up our conversation today, I want to leave you with a final thought about the grace of second chances in life. Perhaps you feel that you have spent too much money on frivolous things in the past, or maybe you haven't taken the best care of your physical frame. I want to tell you that it is okay to let those past mistakes go. Today is a brand new day with brand new mercies, and the power to change your trajectory is entirely in your own hands. You can start tomorrow morning by making your own gourmet coffee and cooking a couple of fresh eggs right at home. Remind yourself as you take that first bite that you just saved $20 and added potential years to your life. That one small, simple victory will lead to another, and before you know it, you will be on an unstoppable path. If you found any value or inspiration in this message today, I would truly love for you to share your thoughts in the comments section below. Tell us about one healthy meal you have started making at home that makes you feel proud and satisfied. Let us build a community of real support and deep encouragement for one another as we navigate these changing times. Because when we have the courage to share our success stories, we give others the permission they need to change their lives as well. Thank you so much for choosing to spend this valuable time with me today. It is truly a blessing for me to be on this journey of discovery and growth alongside someone like you. Take great care of yourself, stay strong in your self-reliance, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.